Hello everyone, my name is Matias. I'm part of the group number 4 with Alexis and Anuja, and we are going to explain to you about a strategic business analysis plan for Torpedo 7. As a summary of the project that we are going to present to you, we have an introduction, a strategic analysis of the business environment, functional level strategies, business level strategies, corporate level strategies, and analyze the impact of technological and global paradigm in the company. Well, my parts are introductions and strategic analysis of the business. About the company has its origins in 2004 through the idea of Guy Howard Willis and Hugh Howard Willis, father and son. They are two persons that love bikes, so they start a business with the main core related to this field, and they have their own targeted market related to mountain bikes. And after that, in 2003, they sell the 51% of their shares to the warehouse group. When the warehouse group acquired the company, they start to develop a lot of markets, and they start to sell helmets. They are selling clothes. They are selling a lot of different products related to outdoors activities. We are going to focus in this project just in the bicycle market, not the rest of the markets that the company has. About strategic analysis of a business environment, we have different tools to analyze a company. And in this project, we are going to analyze PESTEL, value chain, SWOT, and Porter 5 for small. To begin with PESTEL. PESTEL is an acronym about different factors that attack to the company. Could be good or not, but usually they are kind of threats. And the acronym is related to political, economical, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors. About the political factor, this company was affected this last year because of the COVID. This affected the company through the close of the border and the absence of resort of manufacture. This company is not manufacturing in New Zealand, they just assembly in New Zealand. They have companies that produce their items in 3 emerging countries like China, India, and Bangladesh. Well, here are the facilities group. So what happened here with these companies, due to the close of border, they start to see that they cannot sell the products because their products couldn't be manufactured and come inside the country. But the economical factor, due to COVID, a lot of redundancies has occurred here in New Zealand. So because of that, their customer start to lose buying power. So due to that, they start to buy just essential items, and bikes were leaving aside because of that. About the social factor, one thing that affected the entire society was the social distance that the humans need to have in those countries where we are having border closed and this kind of politics. Here in New Zealand, that changed right now. We can have social distance close, so we can be back to normal. But in certain countries, that is not happening, or that didn't happen a couple of months ago. So through that, a lot of engineers have had to change the way that they start to develop or manufacture their products. So this bring that the companies couldn't reach the demand that they've been having before. So this make to the company that they have to change. Through this, that is a company full of people. I don't know if you can see properly. To this, that is it's a company with social distance and maybe 2 to 3 employees in the area. So the demand couldn't be reached. About the technological factor, the massive growth of technology due to COVID also reached this kind of business, because they should develop their online sales systems and also the delivery system. So they have to be faster in order to reach the customer, even though the sales are not increasing. but they need to reach the customer in a different way that they were doing it before. And about the legal factor, one thing that Torpedo had to face is that because of the close of the border, they couldn't go to the harbors and take the items that they have in the harbor waiting to be taken because of the close of the social distance and the first stage of the COVID here in New Zealand. The company should close their doors until phase 3. So they couldn't take away the items from the harbor, and if they do that, they should pay taxes or fines because of that. An environmental factor in New Zealand is really important to pay attention to this. The footprint here, it's something that people pay attention. So what they need to do, or they are doing, it's like the entire warehouse group has a philosophy related to the environment. So they want to reduce the footprint of the whole company to as near to zero as they can do that. Okay, about the value chain. Here, value chain has two main core. One is the primary activity, and another one, the second one, is support activity. Starting with the primary activity, we have inbound logistics. In this case, Torpedo 7 has great control about the clear control about the products and how the suppliers need to send it here. What they do is they ensure that the vessels are going to be filled exactly as they need to have the chance to fill it completely before start to come here to New Zealand. And they also added to the company through the incorporation of Chris 4 to the company a tracking system linked to the Industry 4.0. That this is something that improved the company technology a lot. About the operations, they are divided mostly into general groups. One is the assembly of the bag that happened here in New Zealand, and the other one is the manufacture that, as I said before, happened in the emerging countries where the warehouse group has their manufacturers. So this product is monitored since the time that they are developing through a system that was bought to Manhattan Associates through Chris 4. This tracked the product from the beginning and also track how the different departments are integrated between them and how do they work together. About the outbound logistics, they optimize, as I said before, they need to improve it due to COVID, how the company is working in order to reach the customer. So they optimize the digital channels. They also increase the productivity and the performance of the digital channel in order to reach the customer, as I said before. And through this, they reduce the timing on the timing to reach the customer. About marketing and sales, what they did is they realized that the way that they were handling the delivery to the customer was not properly if the customer buy through the online channels. So what they did is in certain areas of the country they create the main store, and they start to handle the logistics through those main stores in trying to reach the just-in-time distribution to the customers. About the service, well, they try to develop a strong online service. They develop the skills of the employees by training them. They have a service related to the maintenance and repair. This is linked to the stores that they have. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. About the support activities, the firm infrastructure. Well, Torpedo 7 is part of 7 main groups that belongs to the warehouse group. The 7 group are here. I don't know if you can see the name, but Torpedo 7 is here. It's Torpedo 7 group, not just Torpedo 7. Then we have no element, the warehouse stationary, the warehouse properly. A group of, this is similar than PayPal to no, and this too. So Torpedo 7 has 23 main stores in all the country, and the one that I mentioned before related to the service, like maintenance, are linked to these 23. So 17 of these 23 stores has a workshop service. That is where the people go and make the improvement to the bike that they want to fixed or improved. About the human resource management, according to the warehouse philosophy or theory, they want that their employee feel better in the company. So they provide a lot of things like family and parenting plan, bonus because of the performance, the health insurance, free lunch, snack, free parking, and some things that make the behavior of the employee to be better. About the technology development, I already spoke about that. Ford introduced to the company a real good system about tracking and how the company can implement or be able to link the customers with the product that they want to make them to reach. About the procurement, whereas I already spoke about this, the main thing for the warehouse group is reach to the footprint of the company near to zero as they can. So they have environmental policy that every company that wants to be a supplier of Torpedo 7 need to follow. About the SWOT analysis, we'll make a survey related to this, about 6 questions, and we conclude the following.
I need to, because you cannot see the no. We need to take a look to some questions. Here what we saw, we asked to, we create a survey and we asked to the potential customer about how well they knew Torpedo brand. So according to the survey, you cannot see what we asked: if they do know the company, if they have heard about the company, if they bought in the company, or if they are usually customers of the company, and so on. So we realized about the survey that Torpedo need to improve their advertisement strategies by improving the digital marketing, something that they are already doing because of Ford. This is a weakness for Torpedo but we can see an opportunity too, related to this, to improve their online sales and their marketing service. About the second question, we asked how is the opinion that the customer has about the bikes related to the competitors. So the customer should choose between the design, the technology, the performance, quality, and variety of bikes. We saw here that for Torpedo this is also a weakness of the brand, because the main thing for people who want to buy bikes, the regular customer, the one that are focused on the bikes, is the design. So they need to improve in this area a little bit to be sure that the quality of the bikes reach what the customer wants. The question number 3, it's about which of the service the company are doing properly, like the customer service, the selling process, after sales, and social responsibility and promotions. So here we have, we saw that this is like, even they can improve. We saw this like, according to the feedback, we think that they can improve, but this is like a strength for the company, because it's mostly stable. About the question number 4, we asked them which is their opinion about the sustainable competitive advantage compared to the competitors. So the way that the society look Torpedo is a strength, because the 90% of the customer know the brand and see the brand as a potential provider of the goods that they want. The question number 5 speak about which technology or equipment could we update in Torpedo 7 brand. So here we saw an opportunity because almost the 50% of the survey replied that the company must upgrade the mountain bikes. And here in New Zealand is a target market that is really strong, so they need to improve this area. About the question number 6, if the product is suitable as per price, in relation to the price quality, and mostly of the customers believe that the quality and price is good. So here we think that the Torpedo has a positive image. But here what we see as a threat, because the SWOT doesn't show us a threat, but we can see that the market in New Zealand is having a change according to e-scooters. So e-scooter is another market, but this could be a threat because the potential customer or the customer can just pay with a credit card, and they can use a Lime or a Flamingo that are scooters that are available on the street. So this is a threat. Okay, about the Porter model, Torpedo 7 is really strong in relation with the threat of new entrants, because here in New Zealand we have just three main competitors, and they have very real they have the market really split. So even for the competitors of Torpedo, there is no competence. About the bargaining power of buyer, Torpedo must pay attention to the evolution of the market, because this could, if they increase their price or they don't know how the market is working, they could face a problem, because as I said before, we have the scooters in the street, so people cannot buy. About the threat of substitute product is the same. We have a weakness here because of the scooter, as I mentioned before. And about the bargaining power of supplier, here is a strong brand, because as they are producing their goods in emerging market, they can change the company if the suppliers want to increase their price. So about the the threat of substitute products, let's repeat it. This one is repeated. Any question?
No.
Do you have this bicycle?
If I have I don't use bike. I just walk. So I'm not a potential customer to Torpedo.
What feature of this bicycle make differ this bicycle from others?
The main thing that they are targeting now is the e-bikes target market. So I think that feature is the future, because a lot of people that want to practice mountain bike here, they use that, especially they are targeting a market that is related to elderly people, not that elderly, but around 50. So for them, sometimes it's hard to go to the mountains. So through the engine that is electrical that they put in the wheel or in the sprocket, they can use it without doing too much effort. So I think that market will be good for Torpedo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you sure they are working on mountains?
They are what?
They are working on e-cycles working on mountains?
Yes, they have a mountain bike with.
They have a power to work. They have a power to.
No, it's not a bike. It's a mountain bike. They have
electric.
Yes, the e-bike have an engine and a battery in the frame
Yeah.
that are incorporated to the frame. So that helps the people. It's not that you are going to sit and the bike is going to go up. You need to pedal, but it's an assistant.
We need to pedal.
Yes, you need to pedal, but the engine acts like an assistant. So you are going to do an effort. Yes, it's like hybrid.
Hybrid.
You are going to do an effort, but it's going to be less than the speed that you are going to have. Thank you.